Alright guys, so today's video we're getting a first look at JLab's brand new Go Air Sport. Now this is a pair of true wireless earbuds that only comes in at $30 and it's basically JLab's way of combining their Go Air earbuds, which is a very popular budget earbud, and making it a sport earbud by adding the ear hook. But they didn't stop there. They actually improved upon some of the features from the original Go Airs, and it is very surprising that they kept the price exactly the same at $30. So we're going to talk about some of the features they improved upon. We're going to talk about what all comes inside the box. We're going to talk about the sound, and we're going to see why I think this is a steal at 30 bucks. Now to start with, these are going to be available in a bunch of different colors like the original Go Airs. They did up the technology from Bluetooth 5.0 to Bluetooth 5.1. Now as far as Bluetooth codecs go, it only has SBC and AAC, but I didn't have any kind of compression issues while listening to music. I didn't have any lag when it came to movies or videos. Now there was a slight lag when it came to gaming, but I still would recommend this pair if you're going to be using all different types of media. But of course, one of the main things that you would be buying these for is for using these outdoors or using these at the gym. And what they did do was they upped the IP rating from the Go Airs, which were IP44. They upped it to IP55. So it has better water resistance and it also has better dust resistance. Now, one thing that I really wish they would have added to this pair, with it being a pair to use outdoors, is I wish it did have an ambient mode. And I think that just makes it a little bit safer to use these outdoors, but it's also nice if somebody comes up to you to be able to switch it into ambient mode to carry on a conversation. But this pair does not have that. But what this pair also has is JLab's 3 built-in EQ settings. This is something they pretty much have included in all of their earbuds. And this allows you to switch it between JLab's signature sound, the balance sound setting, or their bass boost mode. And I will go ahead and say, just like with other JLab earbuds, I prefer the signature EQ setting. I just feel like it has the best balance overall, but we'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the sound. Now, as far as what all they've included inside the box, you do get 3 sets of gel ear tips. There's no USB-C cable or USB charging cable at all because it's actually built in on the case. And again, this is another thing that JLab has done with pretty much all of their other earbuds. And I've seen where a lot of people are just not a fan of this decision. They think if something breaks or if the charging cable is just a little bit short, they wish that they had another way to charge these. And I actually like this because it gives me less that I need to keep up with, but I do still wish that they would add a Qi wireless charging option at some point. Even if they just tack on another $20 to their product so that you can get a wireless charging option, I would gladly pay the additional 20 bucks. But as this pair is, the only way to charge these is with the cable that is attached to the case. And speaking of the charging, battery life they also upped from the original Go Airs, because the original Go Airs only got 5 hours on the earbuds and around 20 hours using the case, where the Go Air Sport actually gets 8 hours on the earbuds with around 32 hours using the case. And again, this is definitely something it's hard to complain about, especially because they kept the price tag exactly the same. And so now looking at the rest of the charging case, just like other sport earbuds, it is slightly large, but I do feel like this is a little bit slimmer than most other sport earbud cases. Now again, it does have that attached charging cable and it has a single indicator light up front. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. Now when you open up the lid, you can see that the earbuds are sitting in there. Now I will say that they did have to flip it where the right earbud is sitting on the left side of the case and vice versa with the left earbud. And this is just to get it to fit in the case the way that it does. But once you pull them out, you can see that the ear hook does have a little bit of flexibility. Now it is not completely loose like some of the hooks that I've seen on other earbuds. And I kind of like the decision that they went with here because it has just enough flex that it will fit different size ears, but it has enough stiffness to it to keep it from moving around. And this is definitely one of those earbuds that did not move no matter what I was doing, but the ear hook didn't get uncomfortable like some of the other ear hooks that I've used with other earbuds. Now, as far as the controls on this pair, it does use touch controls, and I am happy to say that they give you control over everything. So you have your play, your pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, you have volume control, and like I said at the beginning of the video, you also have have the ability to switch it between those 3 different EQ settings. And again, this is nice because JLab does not use an app with this pair, so it's nice that all of the controls are already built in on the earbuds. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, I do feel like the mics could be a little bit better. Now, I do have to keep in mind that, again, this is a $30 pair of earbuds, and I feel like the mics do get the job done, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is the mic test using the Go Air Sport. Again, I feel like they could be a little bit better because I feel like things kind of have a hollow sound to them. But this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here's the mic test with the crowd noise being played that you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call to public. So now let's talk about the sound. Like I said at the beginning, I do like the Signature Sound EQ the best. I feel like Balanced is just way too flat and way too dull. And I feel like the bass boost mode just kind of makes them a little too muddy. And I feel like the Signature Sound EQ setting is basically what you would want a sport earbud to be. It is a dynamic sound signature, so there's plenty of thump in the low end. It does have a nice punch to it, but it's not sloppy. It doesn't make anything sound muddy or congested. And the treble, in my opinion, I think is actually the star of this earbud. I felt like everything had a really nice, bright, clean sound to it. Now, it did not get harsh, so there's no sibilance with S's or anything like that. It's just a nice, clean sound that has just the right amount of punch to give it this very full dynamic sound. And they even took the mids and slightly boosted them. And that way, the mids, like vocals and certain instruments, didn't get buried when it came to other genres that are very chaotic. I will say with the soundstage and the sound imaging, because you're getting that very dynamic sound, it only leaves you kind of feeling like you're in a medium to large size room, so this isn't a very open sounding earbud. But being able to tell where different sounds are coming from, I was able to do with no problem with this pair. It just doesn't have as much space to it or as much distance as some of the other earbuds that I've tested. So honestly, my conclusion with this pair is for $30, it's gonna be very hard to find a better pair of sport earbuds, let alone a better pair of just regular earbuds. I like the way that JLab tunes their earbuds. The battery life has improved, the Bluetooth technology has improved, the IP rating has improved, and they didn't feel the need to up the price. So at $30, this is an easy pair to recommend. Just know you are gonna sacrifice the fact that you're not going to have Qi wireless charging, you're not gonna have fast charging, and there's no ambient mode with this pair. So again, that is something that you would have to spend quite a bit more to get in another pair of sport earbuds. But guys, that wraps up my video on our first look at JLab's brand new Go Air Sport. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.